Hello, this is Chaff Commander Coffee playing another episode of Dominions4, Thrones of Ascension. We are playing as Saltnoham in RandomNationGen. It is spring in year 2 of the Ascension Wars. We have just managed to vanquish the god of Mexco, an Atlantean nation, captured their fort, or we will do shortly. We're still destroying the gate. We'll have to get through that to be able to capture the fort and start using it for ourselves. There won't be any defenders, so it should fall fairly soon. Now, since going over the summary, I kind of know what I want to do, so I'm just going to jump straight into the turn. I think I'll start with recruitment. Or building rather. Yeah, I should start with building. This fortress will be complete next turn, so I should get either a lab or a temple complete, depending on what I want to recruit. Now, I'm thinking a lab so I can start building these Lion Tribe Witch Doctors and search for nature sites. And if I get lucky, I might get a random one who has death magic as well. So we'll build a lab. Now I only have 400 gold left, so let's think about what I can do with my commanders. We'll keep my scouts moving onwards, see what we can find out about the nations near us. It's a bit dangerous to move this scout into Syria. I might just leave him in Bakar. I do want to see how many men they're building up in Belmar, though. It might be good to have a scout inside of Belmar. Right. Just sacred goblins. If I move him to Golem range, then he can pick up the 2 goblins here. And then move back to Saltnoham to pick up a few more. Let's train another scout. And got this free scout here. I'm going to move him to Kratas, and then because he has mountain survival, to pass through them even when it is too cold. He should be able to pass over into Northangs by going to Kratas. Right, the only commander I have anything left to do on is, well, I'm going to set my my prophet back to maintaining the siege. He doesn't need to preach anymore since we actually have killed their god. And I think I may also want to move Solve out. Attacking the forest of Gila is not a bad idea. I think I will do that. I'm going to get Solve to attack the forest of Gila. He should be fine, they're just deer tribe. Alright. Now, mercenary-wise, I do want to recruit the lions, but it's going to be 2 turns before I can bid for them. I was wondering if I want to bid for the elephant corps. I don't know what I would do with them though. What I could do is I could make a hefty bid on the Elephant Corps, move this commander into Bustinia, and then next turn attack Lilithor, but I won't be able to capture the throne or claim it. I would require my prophet, a level 3 priest which I can't recruit, or my god to actually capture the throne, so I don't think there's much point investing gold in something that I won't be able to use immediately. Now I don't think I need to boost my province defense anywhere. I've got it quite high wherever I need it. It might be worth boosting it in Nom. No, I think it's fine. If Lunawatia decides to invade Nom, then my god will be very close. So should be no problem. I'm going to leave the archers here. I can get another commander to pick them up later. In fact, I might train another one of these mountain commanders in Duvan. I need to really keep training them. They're going to allow me to move around large quantities of goblins, which is beneficial given we need many goblins to be effective. I'm going to start recruiting more of these Sun Pontifexes, or at least more regularly, but I think right now I'm just a low-level wizard, so I can use up all of my holy points and my resources. I'm going to recruit more of these Goblin Spearmen with bows. I have the resources, so I feel ranged attack and their melee capability, you know, makes them, gives them a little bit more, they've got a little bit more going for them by having the sort of hybrid role in my army. I've got 40 gold left. Might as well spend it on a scout. I might send this scout down to Syria as well. I could send them into the depths towards this throne. That's probably a good idea. Other than this general, I have nothing else to do, so let's move him out. Where do I want to move Ilatos? Now I could just move him straight back to Devan and think about building a palisades there next turn. It's not the worst idea. It'll also give me an army in the area in case Syria decides to declare war on me soon. As well as if Lunawatia decides to declare war on me. Duvan's not that far away. And if my Dominion spreads here, then it might become cold and we would be able to cross over, so he might also be able to expand into Sinextro if my Dominion spreads. So we will move him to Duvan. Let's quickly give them some orders. Hold them attack closest, put them in a line. I want to put them quite close to the front because I want the units with small bows to get some shots off, and maybe the Javelineers before combat starts. And then I'm going to have these goblins just filter in behind them. It's these sacreds. You can't lead more than 2 squads, so there's not much else I can do with them. But that should be enough. I don't think I have anything else to do. So we shall end the turn there. There was a battle in the Forest of Gila, which is my Dragon Pretender, just should have no problems dealing with a few deer tribe. No problems at all, so I'm just going to increase the speed. Well, he could have tried to Dragon Fire a few more of them, like that. No problem. Munches on a few deer tribe for some experience. There was a battle in Muforth. Ah, so moving my scout did enable us to see that. Ah, so Lunawatia are. They have a lot of Markata and Atavi, the monkey race, which is very interesting given that they also have Illithid Knights. Very strange. Level 2 priest. These are their sacred secret guardians. They have enchanted falchions and divine composite bows, which do 3 times damage versus undead and demons. That's not good. My army will probably have quite a few demons in it, so these sacred units will do a lot of damage to them at range. Although they're not very well protected, so if we could engage them in melee, they would die very quickly. I mean, they're still just archers at the end of the day. Although these enchanted falchions, they're still dangerous. I'd like to see what their bless is. It appears though that the independents might just be routing straight away. Yeah, the independents are just routing. Can I get a chance to see their bless? No, I don't think so. I'm just going to view the battle again, just to make sure that none of them cast Blessing, and I just missed it. Oh, okay, they did cast Blessing. Units get +2 attack skill, magic resistance +2, and undying 5. So the god of Lunawatia has at least 6 fire magic. Oh no, at least 4 fire magic, possibly 5 fire magic. Has at least 6 astral magic, possibly 7. And has death magic 5? I think that's death magic 5. But it might just be death 4. It's either death 4 or 5, I can't remember. But that is useful information. Construction of the fortress in Golden Range is complete. And we haven't quite managed to destroy the walls of Mexco yet, but we will probably next turn. Next turn should be fine. What I might do actually is move some of these men out. Since there's actually no one in this castle, what I'm going to do is move all of the goblins out. I'm going to leave the War Elephant and the Colossi because they have very high strength value, so they have a decent siege value because of the high strength. I'm going to move them out. In fact, what I'll do is I'll take these goblin archers out. So I'm going to give him these. And leave whatever goblins plus these to siege. Fire, golden attack, there. Command can just move back a bit. Archers can just be standing there. Right, now let's move my heroic goblin commanders to deal with these wolf tribe. Should be no problem at all. Get these guys out at the front on a line formation just to absorb arrow fire. I want these guys to attack the closest enemy. And we're going to swap back to using smites against the deer tribe. I just want to kill them to rout them nice and fast. This should be a fine position. That should be an easy conquest. Now this is a much more accurate report, or it should be, given that I have a scout here. Still says they have 60 men. So I'm just going to carry it and move the scout. He's just going to carry on to Belmar. And this is my mage who's finished building the lab in Golden Range, and I'm going to train a Lion Tribe Witch Doctor. It's going to be one of the first things I do, because I want to make sure that I have one who starts to search for magic sites. Whilst I remember, I'm going to move this scout across the army. I have another scout in Valgard. I'm going to move him towards the towards Umbor. Pity he can't get next to it in one turn, but never mind. I'll come back to our god in a moment, because there's something about that province that is not confusing, but is concerning. Well, keep my scout here to hide. He's giving me vision of all these. So yes, Lunawati must have amphibious units in their roster, and they decided to expand over the sea using their amphibious units, and then they had their Atavi or Vanara, their Vanara monkey units, to expand on their actual mainland, although they haven't expanded very well. So I'll tell you what, I'm going to hide. Actually, I'm going to leave my scout hiding there. He may get discovered if they try to patrol, but I don't think they will. They'll probably just carry on expanding. Now, Iltos has my soldiers, so I think he's going to stay here and patrol. I'm going to send my new mounted commander back to Saltneham, get more goblins. And do I want to build a temple? I am going to need a temple here to firstly keep my Dominion high, and secondly, I can't train my my more useful wizards, my higher level wizards. I can't train them without a temple, so I will get building a temple here. The commander Ergen, who and give his men to Narek here. Narek is going to move back to Saltnoham, possibly get some more goblins as well. Ergen is going to start building some roads. Roads are very important. They help my army. No, I mean they will help my army move around. I think they also give very high administration value, +5. Yeah, administration +5 it basically allows them to draw more resources, or a higher percentage of resources from the surrounding provinces. So it will be able to build more units, and I will start, as soon as my gold income is strong enough to start building armies in multiple provinces, I will be doing that. So the roads will be helpful, and they take a long time to build. I don't think I need this commander for anything else right now, so might as well get him doing that. It does mean I can't start a new castle, but I mean I'm gonna have 3. I'm going mad on the castles, but Palisades are cheap. That's why I want to get another one under construction. Now, the interesting thing about the Forest of Gila is it currently has 157 unrest. Now, what that signifies to me is there is a magic site in this province. It might not be actually a magic site, it could just be like a brigand camp, but it is producing unrest, and we should try and find it. So what I'm going to do is have search the Forest of Gila. He may find it if it's a brigand lair or something like that. He should find it just by searching. But if not, I will get perhaps my prophet and his army to come over here and search. The unrest could be produced by a blood site. Blood sites often have unrest attached to them, so that would be useful to also cast a bowl of blood on this province. Perhaps find a blood site. Be very useful. But right now I'll just get him to patrol. However, because the unrest is very high, I'm going to boost the province defense to 10 just so it starts to tick down. We now have unrest reduction. Before my dominion spreads here too much and causes turmoil, and then it will just be impossible to get rid of. Also, I'm going to make sure to keep an eye on this province next turn to see how high the unrest increases, if at all. Nothing particularly interesting on train here. The wolf tribe I mean, they can get death, but it's only 10%, so I'll probably just ignore that. Now I have 200 more gold to spend, so let's go recruit some units. Another basic wizard should keep them going. Another 10 sacreds, and we're already out of gold again, so train some more. Let's train some more archers. I have some archers in the garrison. I should probably get a nice big bulk of them. I will need to start getting more priests on the battlefield to bless my sacred goblins, but since my level 2 wizards can do that as well, I'm not in a rush to train, say, a high priestess exclusively to bless units. It would be useful because after blessing she can move straight to casting Sermon of Courage. So, and a level 2 priest off the bat is quite good for banishing the undead. But these Sun Pontifex, they're just much more versatile. Much more versatile. So I would prefer to train them. Now I have no more units that need to be moved. I'm just going to have a look at my research. I do want to go to Construction 4. However, with Construction 2, and I have had it for a turn, so I probably should have checked this last turn, I can build some new items, some new magic items here. Now, I want to take a careful look at them, because there is possibly something I can make which will fix. And I've already had a thought about it, and I will explain it. The trinkets we can produce at construction level 0, so you can produce these at the start of the game. Rings of fire give you fire resistance. It's certain different useful, but they're very weak. We can now start making fireplate, which is decent armor, and it gives fire resistance and morale. It's not bad. If you've got a unit which casts bark skin on themselves to increase their protection, this fireplate will offset the susceptibility to fire from the bark skin. At least I think that should be enough. And if you need 5 more fire resistance, you can just make a dragon helmet, which also gives dark vision, so it's actually pretty good. And 21 head protection is strong as well. And 5 morale, yeah, again, like it's a good combo, and they're cheap, and it's hard to spend fire gems. I will want to produce some of these, fire in a jar. It gives temporary fire gems and cold resistance. The temporary fire gem can be used for all kinds of battlefield spells, or just to empower the wizard's spell that they want to cast. So it's good to have a lot of them. I mean, if every one of your fire mages has one of these, they are infinitely more versatile in combat. Because when they go off script, if they still have the temporary fire gem, they'll just use it to cast like an empowered version of Falling Fires, basically. Now, the Soul Contract, I think this got its cost increased in Magic Enhanced, but I kind of agree with the cost increase because it was a bit easy to just infinitely farm Devils by just creating loads of these Soul Contracts. We have no Blood Slaves right now though, so I can ignore this. The Ring of the Warrior, yeah, again, it's pretty good for only 5 Blood Slaves. 3 if you're using a Dwarven Hammer. And Blood Slaves are obviously very easy to get, so Rings of the Warrior are actually fairly cheap magic items to boost the stats of your fighters. Imp Familiars, good for research. Undead Command as well. I think the Undead Command is more for demons. I think Undead Command also increases your command of demons as well. It's like interchangeable, if you would. I think it is anyway. So that should give me 10 demon command as well. Quite useful. Might be worth giving to my level 1 blood mages who are just stuck here doing research. It also gives them a an imp bodyguard in case the mage gets assassinated or someone tries to assassinate the mage. Now the Armour of Souls I will want to make later on, but I don't have any very strong blood magic casters to actually even think about using that right now. Staff of Flame Focus, I never actually found a use for this really. I mean, projecting fire magic rituals. If you've got someone who's casting Augury, then I suppose giving them this would be useful. I think Magic Enhanced improved the range bonus from 1 to 2. I'm pretty sure it did. I could be wrong though. I just never bothered to use these very often. I might craft one though for the wizard I use to cast Augury. Just Man's Cross, 3 times worse undead and demons. I don't really need them. I mean, unless Syria has undead commanders, but it can only fire once every 2 rounds, so it's not actually that. It's not that reliable really to get. I mean, he could snipe commanders, but I'd need a high precision general. And the Holy Scourge is just, well, yeah. If I have to, now if I am going to fight Syria, it might be worth making a very cheap anti-undead thug. Maybe get a Barbarian Chieftain, give him a Holy Scourge, a Dragon Helm and Fireplate, and just let him go mad on the front line, smashing undead to bits. I mean, he gets 2 attacks with it, so basically he runs into combat, smacks 2 undead to death immediately, and then if he does take a hit, he's a Barbarian, he'll Berserk and then never retreat, and then he'll just kill more undead. So, it would be, what, 15 gems to make that? I don't think that's extortionate, and I'm not using the fire gems right now. However, saying that, my plan was, not anything much to say about the fire sword. I think they gave it the fire resistance Magic Enhanced did. Again, there's a lot of changes with Magic Enhanced that I don't know the full change log, but overall it seems to be an improvement. This is what I was thinking of crafting. Quite a few of, in fact. I may craft quite a lot of these. The Scepter of Authority. Now I totally forgot about this item, but it is a single-handed weapon, is a scepter. It allows you to cast a spell Combustion, which sets people on fire. Which is, you know, it's not a bad spell. It's 100% precision, or 100 precision, so it will always hit. However, it's not very powerful in Cold Dominion, because rain and snow will put the flames out very quickly, so in a Cold Dominion it's not very powerful. But when I'm attacking someone, the fire damage from the combustion spell is useful. But the main reason I would use this is because it adds 50 command to your commanders that are wielding it. So every commander wielding a Scepter of Authority can command 50 more goblins. And right now, for example, my Swordmaster, Hergny, he doesn't do anything in combat. He just commands goblins. Like, he's set to hold behind the goblin lines and just stand there. If I gave him a Scepter of Authority, he could at least start burning the enemy units. He would also be able to have a load more goblins, so that's an advantage as well. So I may start forging Scepters of Authority. I may forge a few. So, I mean, taking one of these guys off research, they're 12 research points, but my basic wizards are 8. So the difference is, like, I might as well just have these guys doing research. And if I have these wizards, the Sun Pontifex, they should be doing more useful things than research, because of their versatility in magic and priest level. And they can fly, so yeah, very versatile. I will be building a Scepter of Authority with him. Once we capture Mexco, there will be a laboratory here, and Hergny can just pick up that scepter and command some more goblins. Then I might build a couple as well, so I can give one to my prophet, or maybe give one of them to Ilafis, the commander here. And that broadsword's not doing him any good, but a Scepter of Authority that allows him to set his opponents on fire. That might be more useful. Well, not might be, it will be more useful. It will definitely be more useful. Alright, well, treasury's spent. I think I've got all my wizards that I want to do things. They're doing important things. I can't cycle any commanders. So yeah, I think that's it for this turn. Well, that was spring, year 2 of the Ascension Wars. My Dominions4 Let's Play as Saltnoham. And I'll leave it on the messages here for next time. Thanks for watching.